Okay, we're getting in breaking news that India Today has got exclusive details of the affidavit that has been filed by Anurag Thakur, the BCCI President, categorically denying that BCCI asked ICC to protect the BCCI against the Lodha recommendations. Anurag Thakur in his affidavit has said that he did discuss the matter of what he calls government interference, but the ICC President explained to Anurag Thakur how appointment of CAG nominee is not subjected to government interference, and according to Anurag Thakur, the discussion stopped at that. So that's the big breaking news that we've just received right now. We have with us sports consulting editor India Today, Boria Majumdar. Boria, so a denial coming in from Anurag Thakur, but that's the big question, whether he, took the protection of the ICC to defy the Lodha panel.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, he evades the question whether he asked for the letter. If you read that affidavit, Avantika, there is no mention of whether he asked for the letter. He denies that. And secondly, there is practically, David Richardson in that interview to India Today had said he had asked for the letter from Shashank Manohar. Thakur here in this affidavit mentions that he had asked Shashank Manohar to clarify the stand. No particular mention of the letter. Whether or not this cut the Supreme Court, got to wait and see. But there were other witnesses. In fact, David Richardson mentioned to India Today there were other witnesses, and Ian Wiggins, Giles Clark, David Beaver, Shashank Manohar, Tunku Imran. There were 5 witnesses when this conversation took place. So it's a very, very interesting one. I mean, whether the Supreme Court buys the argument, where this will take the BCCI, what will happen to Anurag Thakur per se, we've got to wait and see. But clearly, Anurag Thakur sticking to his guns, denying that he had asked for the letter.
Absolutely. I mean, BCCI has, in fact, Anurag Thakur, if I may specifically take his name, has maintained a very rigid stance. But what do you foresee could happen next? Can you just explain things for us? I mean, I don't mean for you to speculate, but in your experience, will the BCCI eventually have to fall in line with the Supreme Court, or for that matter, the Lodha panel?
Yes, because ultimately this is not a recommendation, this is an order. And, if it's a Supreme Court order, it is binding on every individual in India, whether it's the BCCI, whether it's a powerful institution, a corporation, or an individual. So in that sense, yes. I mean, I find it strange that after an order is passed, one can go back to the court and say, I will take part of the order and reject part of it. Whether the court entertains that stand, because the court too is, sort of giving the BCCI multiple opportunities but getting no results. The last day, on the 7th, it had specifically asked state associations to file an affidavit. Not one. And I can tell you, even before the hearing has started, the hearing is about to start any minute because it's slightly delayed post-lunch is what I'm getting from inside the court.
Right.
Not one state association has filed an affidavit. Not one. So that tells you that there is a problem here. I mean, despite the Supreme Court telling the state associations, no one complies.
Right.
We've got to wait and see what happens.
Oh, absolutely. Boria, thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep coming back to you.